People usually say things like, you know, my natural hair is so inconvenient, it's so hard to manage, as somewhat of a reason to go back to relaxers. If her hair texture is very inconvenient for her, then mine must be like inconvenient. Hello everybody, I am Jack, or JC if you have been a long time subscriber here, and if not, welcome. We're glad to have you. You good? All right. Let's jump right into it. Natural hair is inconvenient. I have been hearing this for the longest time, so I wanted to come bring this to my channel. Those of you that know me know that I have been on a long natural hair journey, like since high school natural hair journey. Had a relaxer in my younger years. My parents then decided that's too expensive, we're not doing that anymore, and then it was just my natural hair. I wasn't a conscious natural until I took over my hair in high school, and that's when I actually started to grow it. That's when I started to realize that you could grow it. That's when I started to realize that you can take care of it to maximize its potential. So it's been a very long road, but even from the beginning in high school, honey, okay, I have been hearing that natural hair is hard to take care of, that natural hair is inconvenient, especially way back then. Now, I think the conversation has shifted a little bit to it being natural hair with an emphasis on type 4 hair or kinky, coilier textures being inconvenient. And why I'm saying this is because I have brought up in some of my past videos, and hello, is my opinion, it's just my opinion, but it's also based on what I've been seeing. Okay, some of the girls have been reverting or going back to relaxers. But one thing that I pointed out in one of my videos that I did is that the girls that are returning to relaxers, the girls that have a lot of videos that have been showing up for me that have been going back to relaxers, have all had a specific hair type, have all had hair types in the type 4 category. I have not seen yet, now please correct me if I'm wrong and send me the video, I have not seen anyone with type 3, 3A, 2 hair that transition to natural revert back to relaxers. This is just my observation, again, open to be corrected if you have seen that. If you have also noticed a trend, which is what I have noticed, that it's been more type 4 girls, mainly type 4B, mainly type 4C girls that have been returning to relaxers, please comment down below and let me know your opinion. So because of that, when people say natural hair is inconvenient, I know exactly which type of hair texture that they're talking about, and they're not talking about those type 3 hair textures, but more so the later type 4B and beyond hair types. And I wanted to have this discussion. I wanted to bring this to my channel because I think it is quite an interesting discussion. Now, as someone that has type 4B, mainly 4C hair, I don't want to gaslight people. Okay, I'm not trying to gaslight people, so this video will try and be as fair and balanced as I can be as someone that has natural hair, someone that loves their natural hair, and mainly is in the camp that thinks that it is not as inconvenient as people say. So that's just my first thing that I wanted to get out there, so you know where I'm coming from, you know a little bit of my history, and so that you can accept this video as a good faith video. I have my perspectives, I have the way that I deal with my hair, I know the feelings that I have towards my hair, so everything is going to be coming through that lens, but I will try to make it as digestible as possible and try to be as empathetic as possible to all sides. First things first, I'm gonna have to come for the relaxer, okay? If we're going to say that natural hair is inconvenient, meaning more type 4 hairs are inconvenient, then let's just throw the whole baby and the bathwater away. Let's just go full force. Let's just go big. I'll be going home, okay? Hello, if we're saying natural hair is inconvenient, then we must say that black hair is inconvenient. Natural, relaxed, whatever you want to call it, afro hair is inconvenient. Here's why I'm going to say this. People usually say things like, you know, my natural hair is so inconvenient, it's so hard to manage, as somewhat of a reason to go back to relaxers. Okay, it's a bit inconvenient to have to do your hair the way you would have to take care of it when it is natural. Here's why I'm going back to relaxer. First of all, I don't think anybody needs to justify to anybody why they're doing anything with their hair. Listen, my mother did not carry me in her womb, okay? In her womb for 9 months for me to have to justify what I'm doing with my hair. No, absolutely not, absolutely not. So there is no justification needed, but however, there's still justification given, and so that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the justification given, yeah? Yeah, I don't think that there is anything convenient about having to go have a chemical put on your hair once every month, a chemical that has been proven to have some toxic ingredients in it that can cause longer health impacts down the road. I don't think there's anything convenient about putting that on your hair every month. It doesn't smell great. Sometimes it can burn. There are risks of things happening every month to get straight hair when there are people that have straight hair that just grow naturally out of their head. There are people that had that same desired look naturally from birth, okay? So if we're gonna talk about inconvenient, let's talk about inconvenient. Because the look you're trying to get, there's also an inconvenient step, aka the whole relaxer process, aka the whole period of new growth that comes, that you're trying to like figure out styles that make things look still all right. The chemical burns that could occur, making sure that you can't dye your hair after you're doing certain relaxer styles, or you can't scratch your scalp. There's a lot of inconvenient things, okay, that go into relaxers for those people that want to say that a relaxer is a more convenient option. Let's just call the spade a spade. If we're gonna say natural hair is inconvenient, black hair is inconvenient. Now, we already know that I do not agree with that rhetoric. I do not agree that natural hair is inconvenient. But I'm saying, for those that do, don't just lump the natural hair girls, okay, into the group of people that are out here suffering, long suffering. It's not just us, so you better pack your bag and join this group. You better pack your bag and join the group. Because what you're doing is also inconvenient, if we're going to be honest. Now, if we're going to talk about the level of inconvenience, then fine. Okay, fine. I guess it depends per person. It has been a very long time since I've had a relaxer, so I'm not going to lie and say that I know the process to a T, because I do not, okay? And I will not lie and say that there are people with relaxed hair rather, that do not have great hair. It looks healthy. It's not about the look, honey. Because if we're talking about natural hair being inconvenient, it's definitely not about the look. Because the natural hair girls, not that I have my hair out right now, nothing about natural hair girls doesn't look good. Okay, it looks good, okay, especially if you're taking care of it. And there are many people that have straightened or gone back to relaxers from natural hair that had good, okay, looking froze, good looking natural hair situation. So it's not about the look, clearly. So I'm not talking about the look when I say it's inconvenient. I'm just talking about the steps and the process to achieve something that another group achieves very easily, aka people with straight hair that just come out the womb with straight hair. That's it. And that brings me to comparison. So the reason that I can say that getting relaxed hair or getting straight hair for afro, kinky, textured hair through a relaxer is inconvenient is because I am comparing that process to get straight hair with people that naturally have straight hair, people that are born with straight hair. And of course, that process is going to seem way less convenient. So that's where it brings me to comparison. Comparison being the thief of joy. Everybody says this. It is because it is the truth. When you're looking to your left and you're looking to your right, that is how you crash. Some very wise somebody that I can't remember the name said that in a Bachelorette episode. And what also doesn't help that comparison is not just comparing your hair to people who might have naturally straight hair from other ethnic, racial backgrounds. That's a given. I think what also doesn't help is a comparison to the small minority of people that are representing what black hair is, or representing what black hair looks like in the media. Shout out to Tia Mowry, our black hair queen. That was not supposed to sound as shady as it did. I actually really love Tia Mowry, but we all saw her video where she was talking about this is black hair. Again, we have people like Tia Mowry, we have people with hair textures that don't necessarily represent the majority of people with afro hair. And so when you see someone like her saying that she struggled with her hair, and you know that your hair texture is even kinkier, I guess, or even more so not the norm to be seen, and if she's struggling, then you must be really, even if you didn't think you were struggling, you're like, if she's struggling, then I must be really struggling, okay? That kind of comparison also makes natural hair, especially the type 4 texture, seem very, very inconvenient. If someone like Tia Mowry with her texture can be representing black hair as a whole, can be saying that her hair texture, which definitely looks very different from majority of people with natural hair or in the natural hair movement, if her hair texture is very inconvenient for her, then mine must be like inconvenient. Now, most people I'm sure that watch my channel are very smart people, and we understand the comparison is the thief of joy. But the facts of the matter is that it's just a natural thing to do. It's natural to look at your neighbor, hear their experiences. And I think it's a beautiful thing, because I think we all have differences and there's beauty in the differences. But it's when the comparison comes in and it starts making there be a negative effect or a negative outlook on what you have going on. That is the problem. So I can appreciate someone like Tia Mowry having what she considers, and a lot of people maybe do consider black hair, but I can also look at my situation, people with hair like mine, and say, okay, well, this is my situation, this is my idea of black hair, and this is how I would have to take care of it. And in comparison to hers, it might look different, but it's not worse. Again, I am not trying to gaslight anybody in this video, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's have a walk, a talk, and some coffee, okay? The things that do make my natural hair inconvenient. Because I hear you, I hear the people that say that, and I get it. I'm gonna go over some of the things that I think make my natural hair inconvenient, and where I can say, I understand, I feel you, I see you, I understand you, you know? First things first. Long wash days. Oh my days. Now, I will say that my long wash days are because of the things that I try to do. It's because of the extras, the above and beyond that I want to go for my hair. Now, I don't know if those things were cut out, if my hair would look the way I want it to look. Perhaps I could get away with cutting some slack here and there and my hair would still look great. I don't know. I don't know, and a part of me doesn't want to find out. Detangling. The detangling process is mad. It's actually mad. It's super, super long for me, but again, it's because of the way I decide to do it. So I have a very long detangle process. That is the bulk of what makes my wash days long, to be honest, which is again why I said it's something that I choose to do, which is finger detangling. I choose to finger detangle if I use a comb, but I know many people that do use combs, brushes, and it expedites the process amazingly. I decided to start using my fingers. Love finger detangling. First of all, I just like feeling my hair. I like my hair, okay? One. And two, I've actually found that the more I've done it, the faster the finger detangle process has gone. If that makes sense. When I first started finger detangling, it took me hours and hours. Ooh. It was long. Okay, like Mooney Long. Her name's Money Long, I know. But the more and more I did it, my hair got used to it, the clumping started happening, and it's been so much easier to detangle. Next, styling. The styling can be long, depending especially on what you're doing. I prefer protective styles. That's just my personal preference. Protective styles usually are going to take a longer time to do. This is a protective style, fully protective style. To do this style took a couple hours. I do it myself, so I know how to do it. And it is crochet, so it's not as long as individual twists, but it did take some time, as most protective styles do. That could be inconvenient, and I can see how that could be. These two things I'm gonna just link together. It's your hair having its own personality, okay? Being disrespectful, out of order, and bright, all right? Feisty. And two, the weather. The weather, okay? The weather. You can do a style that you tried the week before and it was beautiful, voluptuous, just, chef's kiss. You try it, do the same products, the same technique. You think you did everything right, and the style comes out haga. Higgy haga. It does not look like it looked the last time. It's not giving. In fact, it's taking. I feel robbed. I feel robbed of my time and my resources. And in fact, this is criminal. You're a criminal. You're a criminal. Two, weather. You can do a style. You're like, yes, I'm gonna do this like big twist out. I'm gonna do this style. I'm gonna do a silk press. Oh, it's raining today. Okay, cool. Humidity. All right, so the way I leave my house is not the way that I'm gonna enter my house. Weather can be so annoying. I hate it so much when I'm like, I want to wear my hair in a twist out this day, and of course it's the 2 days, 3 days that it wants to rain from the week, and I'm just like, why? Okay. Now enough with the bad. Let's get into the pros. Because one thing about me is I can always see a glass as half full. Because it is half full. Period. So a pro is the fact that less wash days. Yes, the wash days are long, but I don't have to wash my hair every other day. I don't have to wash my hair once a week. I can go 2 weeks. In fact, I could go 3 weeks if I'm really pushing it. A month if I'm really feeling crazy, okay? Another pro that I think gets skirted under the rug, I think people are so obsessed with like the always having your hair out situation, but that is inconvenient. If you do that, I can see why that could be inconvenient. For me, a pro of having natural hair is the fact that all the styles that look the best and do the best for our hair in terms of making it healthy, making it have less breakage, less single strand knots, are styles that last a long time. Okay, think about it. A lot of other groups, their styles are styles that last a day. Like if they're curling their hair and they have to put some hairspray to keep it in, that style lasts a day. Tomorrow they have to style it again if they want that style. I did this style and I have this style for a long time. The next style that I do, I'm gonna be able to keep it for a long time. I love that I do not have to do my hair in the morning. Every morning? Are you kidding? No. Nar, nar. And if it's either do your hair or just wear your hair in a ponytail or a bun. Nar. All that to say that black hair in general can be very inconvenient, if you want to call it that, and if you're comparing it to other hairs. Yes, it can come off as inconvenient. All black hair, meaning natural as well as relaxed, but no one is comparing their relaxed hair to how like other people have straight hair. No one is doing that. So why exactly are we comparing natural hair to what other people have going on? It's apples and oranges. You would never tell a relaxed babe, hey, the fact that you have to do all of this to get straight hair, that's inconvenient, don't you think? Because there's some people that's just like born with that. That's very inconvenient. We don't compare the two because we understand, yes, they're gonna have to go through a process to get straight hair and healthy straight hair. They're gonna have to do that. Other people that have natural straight hair, they don't have to do jack and it'll still be healthy, it'll still grow long. When you have relaxed straight hair, it's a whole different process. We don't say, well, your process compared to her process is very inconvenient. Yet with natural hair, we love to do that. We love to throw in all other hair textures and be like, see, that's why it's inconvenient. Babes, no, our hair is going to be our hair, and within natural hair there's textures, and the textures also apples and oranges. I'm not going to compare my routine to someone that has 2A hair. Me and Tia Mowry are not gonna have a similar hair routine, and I'm okay with that. Look at the perks that you have of your own hair type. That is all I'm saying. I'm very curious to see what you guys have to say about this in the comments. I know the rhetoric has been there. I tried, despite my biases, okay, to be as fair, open, understanding as possible to all sides. But the point is the point. I have natural hair and I love it. I have type 4C hair and I love it. And that's all I can say about that. I'm gonna leave it there. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested, I do have a TikTok where I'm posting, you know, some fun videos. If you're curious about that, definitely go check that out. I have Instagram, you know, mediocre content on there, I'm not even gonna lie, but I do have a good time. So if you're interested in joining the Instagram gang, you will see that. It's been on the screen the whole time. That is it. That is all. Bye. Mwah. I get a new hobby every quarter. I'm a baker now. I'm now into baking sugar-free stuff. Woo!